What up, guys? Welcome back to CrawlerCast, Arkansas's #1 channel in the scale world of RC crawling. Welcome back, guys. I'm Luke, and today I got co-hosting with me my buddy Q. What up, Q?
What's going on?
And on today's episode, we've got the winners of the Hot Spring Scale Crawlers Championship Series Awards. So we got Class 1 winner, Jason Hall. What's up, Jason? Doing all right. And we got Class 2 winner, Bryan Charles.
Hello.
And of course, I got second in both classes. And the funny part is Jason got third in Class 2, and Bryan got third in Class 1.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, so the three of us were the top three in both classes. Kind of worked out weird like that, huh?
Yeah.
So I got Q in co-hosting with me today. What's up, Q?
What's going on?
We go back a while,
Yes, we do.
like, what, 15 years?
Something like that.
Got our first crawlers like 10 years ago.
Yeah, those were fun.
Golly, that's a long time ago. Cody couldn't make it today. He was going to co-host, but something came up. But shout out Cody Cox. Somehow I got cut out of the first episode, but want to give him a shout out for our design for the logo.
Yeah, it's nice.
Cody made that up for us, and
That's cool.
yeah,
Wondering how you got that made.
yep. Cody Cox designed that for us. Turned out really good, and I loved it. And then I took it to my buddy Corey Brashears, who has 92 Graphics in Design, who printed it up for us, and I made us a sign. So shout out Corey Brashears, 92 Graphics. If you guys need any kind of graphics printed up, go hit him up, man. He's hot right now. He's doing all the derby cars and the dirt track cars, and so he's blowing up. So get on him right now while he's still inexpensive. So I guess let's get into the event schedules coming up for the state. So actually this event it's going to be kind of late because I mentioned it on the day it's going to air, so it'll already be happening as this is airing. But the North Central Arkansas Crawlers is having their very first competition, Crawler Comp Days, October 1st, 10 a.m. at Bald Knob Spillway. So this is kind of interesting. When it popped up, I kind of knew Derek and Josiah was talking about it, but I didn't know if they would actually host an event. So ought to be interesting. What do you guys think about it?
Another group, another comp.
Right?
I'll be there. It's in my neck of the woods.
Right on.
I've been running with them until I started the comp scene,
Yeah.
so I haven't really been hanging out with them that much.
I haven't been able to make it up that way just yet. It's a bit of a drive for me.
That's what, North Arkansas?
Yeah, kind of
Cersei.
Okay.
up past Cersei. It's like
okay.
right around 2 hours from here, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep. But
It's a great place to run it.
right. Well, I wish them all the best of luck. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it to this one or not. I'll definitely try to make as many as I can. So good luck to those guys. Derek, Josiah, if you guys need any help from me, feel free to hit me up. I'll help out in any way I can. So the following weekend, the Arkansas Remote Control Crawlers, the ARCC's, got their October get-together. October 7th, 9 a.m. at Pinnacle Mountain Visitor Center. AG Visitor Center. So Pinnacle, I've never been to Pinnacle then.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Never been there?
Nope.
We've done the trail walk, climb to the top, start
Yeah.
at the bottom.
I assume that's what this is going to be, something like that.
I don't know, they've got quite a few different areas. I think we always did the south side or west side, I don't know.
Oh, it should be fun. My October schedule is tight because I'm in a rush to get a rig done for Crawlerpalooza, so I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to spare going to events this month.
Yeah.
But we have another new club, the Arkansas River Valley RC Crawlers. They're up like Fort Smith area. And they're hosting their first get together at Turtle Rock October 15th at 10 a.m. And I'm gonna try real hard to make that one because I got to do one last test day before CrawlerPalooza, which is the following weekend. So I'll probably make that. We may even throw a little cash comp if enough people show up, want to throw some money in a pot.
They're not throwing a cash comp?
No, they're just doing a get together.
Just-
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it's just a get together and hang out and meet people and stuff. And Eric, I believe, he's reached out to me. They're trying to work with the city up there in Fort Smith to give them kind of like what East Texas did. The city gave them a section in their city park and brought them some rocks and stuff. So that's what they're trying to get done.
He shared a video of that.
Yeah, he shared a video of the area that he's
Yeah.
trying to get the city to help fund
Will be nice.
a rock crawling area
Mm-hmm.
because they just really don't have a whole lot of natural stuff to crawl in that area. So
You'd think they would. There's a couple of OHV places around there.
I don't know. They're always crawling at that Wellington and the Arvis Bank or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know there's Mulberry. I'm sure there's some great areas there to crawl. And
Yeah. I don't
think
know much
Black
about
Rock
that
or
area up
something.
there. Yeah. No, I've not crawled up there much, so I don't know much about what's even up there to crawl. But wish them luck. We'll probably be at that. And the following weekend is CrawlerPalooza, which I'll definitely be at. And Jimmy Wilson of the NWA RC Crawlers, he's hosting a GTG, a get-together at CrawlerPalooza. So October 21st, that Saturday morning at 9 a.m. at Two Moms Campground. I should be able to make that one for sure, because all my competitions will be on Friday.
Just doing class 1 and 2.
1 and 2, and they both run on Friday. So I got to get up there Thursday, get pre-registered, teched in, and then I'll crawl all day Friday, probably from morning to night,
Mm-hmm.
and then hang out Saturday and Sunday till the awards.
Well, hopefully you bring the trophies home.
That'd be nice. I don't expect to. There's
Serious crawlers.
serious crawlers going, yeah. And this is my first time, so I don't even know what to expect. You know what I mean? Like, I could be bringing a knife to a gunfight for sure, which I probably am anyway.
Doubt
But
that, but
it should be fun. I've wanted to go for a long time, for several years, so it's kind of like a dream come true, kind of going up, renting a house.
CrawlerPalooza's in Oklahoma, right?
In Oklahoma, Disney, Oklahoma. Got a house rented. My buddy Brandon from Texas is supposed to come up and stay, and then Josh Harris from the ARCC is supposed to stay with me, and then Jesse Amos is still on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as that, I don't know of anybody else that's going from our area. But I guess there's going to be some guys from the Northwest Arkansas area, so Jimmy's hosting the get together at the event for all the Arkansas guys that show up. And then the following week after that, October 28th at 11 a.m. here in Hot Springs is the event number 2 for the RCRFC. So the following weekend after CrawlerPalooza. And it's at a friend of mine also, Brad Smith. It's at his mine, basically. It's a gravel pit is where the event will be at. Location to be disclosed. Once it gets closer to the event, Josh will post the actual location. But it's general Hot Springs area. I think it's off Mill Creek or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hush, hush.
Yeah. Well, it's private property, you know what I mean? And so nobody's allowed to be there before or after the event. So it's just kind of, and I do that with like my personal course. I don't just disclose my address until right before, and it's only to the people that actually plan to attend.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're teammates, so we're running your rigs. Are they ready?
Yep, always.
Heck yeah.
Different
Yours isn't ready
axles.
yet?
Huh?
Yours isn't ready yet?
So I built a whole rig for it, thinking I was going to get to run my own rig, and he run his own rig. And we get there, and they was like, "Nope, you have to share a rig the whole time."
Oh.
So we opted
well.
to use his rig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quite a few of us was shocked on that.
Yeah. That is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like that either.
Yep. So we had to share a rig in both classes.
And
So-
stay with the same rig through the whole
Yeah.
season.
Oh, wow. You can't change it up at all.
You can change it, has to stay with the same body.
The same body.
Same body.
Yeah, you can change components and tires and stuff, you know. But yeah, so that's coming up. So this October's a pretty busy month. There's a lot going on. Something going on pretty much every weekend.
Every weekend.
So lots to do. Get out there with your local club, hit some events, hit some get-togethers, and if there's something I missed or something that's coming up in November, be sure to hit us up on CrawlerCast. Let us know about your club event, and we'll be sure to get it posted up and mention it. Just want to take this opportunity to mention the club sponsors for the Hot Spring Scale Crawlers: Crew But Effective RC Fab, Power Shift Technologies, Rusty RC, A-Power Batteries, and Nomad Creations. Thank you guys for everything you did for us this season. We really appreciate all the prizes. And Bryan White with Nomad just killed it with the trophies this year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Love the trophies.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted that Team Trail Comp trophy so bad.
I think everyone did.
Everybody wanted one of them. That was a good trophy. Man, that was a heck of a competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I told him on our second lap, I said, I don't know if I'm going to make the third lap.
Yeah, I had to keep pushing him.
Yeah.
And I could only go as fast as that 6x6 would go. It was topped out like half the time.
Yeah. Man, I feel like Jeremiah and I would have won it if we wouldn't have broke.
It would have been darn close.
We had the fastest lap of the day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had a 20 something lap time, yeah.
Yeah, I think we averaged 15 minutes each time.
Yeah, your first two was 15, and then I think your last one was like 14 and a half, somewhere around there. So y'all really pushed through the last lap. You done figured out the lines, and
Well, I think the
Fast.
first lap we lost like 2 minutes, which could have put us in contention.
yeah.
Lap 2, I lost his shock, so I had to
Oh, yeah.
grab a screw and a spacer to get back going.
That was right as Jeremiah and I were getting ready to start.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hoping y'all was gonna make it through. You know, if you'd have been right behind him, y'all would have been 30 seconds ahead of us, which would have gave us a breather, you know, and we would have been chasing y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And instead, you got, I guess, your shock broke. Y'all had to fix. We got started, and y'all were like about a minute behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that pressure of having somebody right behind us got us a little discombobulated.
Yeah, when we caught you, I didn't pay attention because I was focused on myself, but I think you or Jeremiah was
I got hung up and rolled down and was trying to get back up, and Jeremiah got hung up, and then we finally got past that spot and made it over to the next hill, and Jeremiah took a tumble, and that's when the wheel snapped off, and it rolled all the way down and landed in the creek.
Mm-hmm.
A bystander that was just watching was like, "I got your wheel." Yeah.
That must have been on that one hill we were,
On the middle section,
we were
yeah.
practicing on
Yeah.
going up. Oh, man.
Yep.
I should have been there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
you
was a
missed the good
blast.
ones. It was fun, for sure. Yeah, that was a good event. If you haven't, go take a look at the Team Trail Competition video I posted about it. My camera overheated and then just wouldn't work the rest of the day.
Mhm.
I don't know what was going on with it, but hopefully Jeremiah got a lot better footage. He should be posting his in the next week or so, and hopefully be able to get a little better idea of what the course was like, because I didn't get much of the actual course as far as footage.
Yeah, his dad got hopefully some great footage in the rock area.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. So, because he sat down there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah! So, High Spring Scale Crawlers Season Championship. What a year!
It was.
It's been a roller coaster. Every year it seems gets a little bit different. Every year gets a little bit different. The competition gets a little bit tougher, and the rigs get a little bit better.
From watching the videos from last year, what the trucks look like, than this year, everyone upgraded a lot.
Yeah. That and last year we were running scale points.
That too.
Yeah.
So everybody was fully decked out, trying to get as many points as possible. And this past year we decided to go with a different rule set and just kind of made it easier to compete.
Makes more driving than
It makes it more
accessories.
about the driving than the build, and
Are we keeping it that way for next season? Too?
we are keeping it that way for next season. We'll be running Crawlerpalooza rules for 2024, so should be good. I'm going to adjust a couple of things. I think I'm going to bump up the scale point requirements a little bit, maybe go from 6 to 10 in Class 2 and from 10 to 14 in Class 1, something like that, just to... Because we are Hot Springs scale crawlers, so I want to keep the scale aspect somewhat relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how we make it a minimum now, where it's just everybody runs the same amount of points, and it's how good you are with your rig and your setup. So in Class 1, we only had 3 people who competed for points. And it was just Jason and I for the first half of the season. And you were able to secure a Class 1 rig.
Well, I had one. It just was trash.
Right.
And Jason didn't show up on the Hot Springs HOV park. So we ended that day so early, so I felt comfortable enough running it. And I just had such a blast with it. So after the next week, I just bought stuff to throw on this chassis, and
Right.
it came out working pretty good.
Heck yeah. No, it does really well. And you actually messed up and let Jesse run it a couple times, 2 comps, and he beat you both times with your own rig.
He did. But at least the truck kept winning.
Right. Yeah, so we finished out the end of the year. Jason was first with a -57. I was second with a -5. And you came in and you only ran 3 out of the 6 comps. So your score was a little high, plus 79. But I think if you'd have competed the entire year with it, you'd have a lot better score. So
Yeah, I know with the first truck, I think I got like positive 30 or something with that.
right, your first run with it.
And then DNF for the 4th one I didn't compete with, so
Right.
I would have been right there with y'all.
It's hard to keep up with this thing Jason built.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this rig, Jason. What's the platform?
It's actually a VS10, the 410, but I went with the SEX 10.3 portal aluminum axles. Does add a lot of weight doing the aluminum axles, but we are running hard bodies.
Right.
It's a heavy rig. It's 9 pounds, and to meet all the requirements, adding the fender flares. I mean, it all starts adding more and more weight. Metal bumpers.
What transmission are you running in it?
The VS 410.
The VFD or the
Yes.
VFD twin?
It has where you could do dig or the 30 or 6 degree overdrive.
Right. So both of them.
It's what
So the
comes
twin.
with
The VFD twin. Yeah. And that's a heavy
That's
transmission
heavy.
also.
I'm probably gonna do something different for next year.
Yeah.
Only reason it's together is because of this right here,
Right.
or it would already be probably on another rig. I still don't think I'm gonna go straight axle on it, but I am building a straight axle class 2 rig and see where it goes.
Yeah. My new class 1's gonna be a straight axle also. I mean, I don't know, I can't get away from them. It's kind of my thing.
Well, you and James did a hell of a job in class 2.
Yeah. It's tougher for sure. You got
I think
pay
next year
more
we're gonna
attention.
have a lot more. James said he's gonna do one with portals, and then Jesse's got one now. So I think it's gonna come around.
Yeah.
Especially doing not the points, trying to rack up to the Sorka 70.
Right.
And mine was built off of OCC's 70 points Sorka. So that's where I could probably shave a lot of weight off. I've got inner fenders, custom shock mounts that were points, and everything. I think I had it at 68, 69 points when I first started. As you can see, I don't have the metal roll bars because, it was kind of between me and you who was going to take the championship. So I thought, I'm going to take off some of that top weight that I don't need, and I have plenty of points still on the rig. But
right on. Yeah, you got me this year. I had lots of winch problems, and I was so deep into some other builds that I just didn't have the money to throw into a build that I planned on retiring, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I dealt with it, and I tried to run it as best as I could. And we ended up second overall. So Broham's basically a 10-2, but it's got the 5-gear kit transmission, and I've used the Bauhaus mounts that flip it in the chassis. So instead of the spur being towards the rear, it's up front, and it moves the motor weight further up front. Yeah, and it worked out real good for a while. Like, I've got 2 championships wins with that truck, and then now this year a second place. So he's definitely getting retired after that.
Finally lost one, so it was done.
Finally lost one. You're gonna put you on the shelf, bro. Yep. Yep. Times are changing, the rigs are changing, and build styles are changing, and it's just that truck was built in a 2022 Sorka rule set. You know what I mean? So it did really good Sorka points wise, because it was we ran a 60-point max, and I think when it was all together, I ran the truck, it was like a 58-point truck. So makes a big difference when you've got all those points backing you up. Yeah. And so then, what's your chassis and platform?
Well, it was originally my first C2 build, which I scrapped because it did not perform well, but it's the Rock Pirates, maybe the Interceptor, I don't know, but it's stainless steel chassis rails, stock SEX 10.2 transmission, skid plate, 10.3 wheelbase, sorry, 12.3 wheelbase.
Okay, I was just about to say 10.3. I ain't gonna say it. Looks longer than Broham.
Yeah.
That's 11.5.
When I was running it for the season, I was running the AR44 axles.
Right.
And I was under at the moment because I'm using that for my new C2 build. You and James did so well with straight axles, so I'm going to try it out.
Right.
So I got the 3.93 Tuscan there, and I was running the 1800 kV 2-in-1.
All right, welcome back, guys. So we're back with Class 2 now. So Class 2 is the same 3 guys, just a little bit different order. So basically, you two flipped.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still at second, and we got Bryan in first in Class 2, and Jason in third in Class 2. So, like we was talking about earlier, it's kind of crazy how it all shook up that the 3 of us ended up top 3 in both classes.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes us the top 3 crawlers in Garland County. Yeah.
For now.
For now? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, anyone
For
can
now.
win.
Some drive time in.
No, it's really getting to that. So there was only 30-point difference between first and fifth.
Dang.
So you think about it over 6 comps. Well, we'll say actually 4 because we dropped your 2 words. So over 4 comps, 30 points can easily be gained or lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's 1 bonus, 1 gate, and 10 reverses over 4 courses. Or 2 bonuses and 1 gate. You know what I mean? There's a number of ways you can make up 30 points. So one little slip up touching the gate
Yep.
really matters overall for the season.
Yes.
So we have Bryan in first place with negative 261. And then I was only 10 points behind that with negative 251. So like I said, and there was 2 bonuses at 2 courses, 2 comps that I missed. One was at West Mountain and one was at, where was it? So I came in second with negative 251, only 10 points behind Bryan. So there was a couple of competitions I remember where I missed 1 bonus in both of those competitions. And looking back, of course, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, you're like, man,
Should have hit him.
that bonus and 1 reverse cost me the season. If I'd have made that 1 bonus and had 1 less reverse for the season, I'd have won.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild when you look back on it like that.
Something so simple.
So
I think
then
it's the same because there's mistakes I could have made, and I could have made a bigger
bigger gap.
spread.
Yeah, for sure. So Jason came in third with negative 248, so he was only 3 points behind me.
Oh, he made up a lot on the last event.
He did. Yep.
Off the gorge.
I was coming for him.
I tried to get in his head in the beginning too. I was like, all the pressure's on you. Like, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, it's all on you. But he did good. He did good. And so, like, James Sanders came in fourth with negative 246, so he was only 2 points behind you.
But he was above me.
Yeah. So going into that round, James and I were tied, but I was winning because I had a faster time.
Yep.
So Bryan was first going into the last one. Me and James were tied for second. And then Jason's coming in at fourth.
Oh yeah, 4.
Yeah. And so you were able in the last comp at the Gorge overtake James for the 3rd position overall.
Yep.
And you feel like he's coming for you now, huh?
He acts like it.
I'm just glad that was the only shakeup that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremiah, I think he was like 6th or 7th. Like he went up a spot or 2 from the last one because he got 2nd place at the last competition.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, so that bumped him way up in points.
That is right. He took 2nd.
Mm-hmm. Like I think he overtook Jesse and maybe Tony
Yeah.
for 5th. So Jeremiah got 5th and he finished with a negative 231. So 30 points behind you.
Mm-hmm.
That last comp was a big changer.
It was. Yep, it shook up the points for sure. It was a good one. It's probably my favorite of the year.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's the one I was waiting on. I was waiting on that one,
Yeah.
and all that happened, and I missed out on it.
Yeah, you had something come up and couldn't make it, so.
I wasn't missing nothing. I was trying.
Yeah.
When I took a whole pound off of my rig, the other couple comps,
Right.
took a whole pound off that rig and tried it out on some of my course, and it performed like crap.
Like crap. He's like, oh my God.
What do? I don't want to go back with that pound. So it was keeping my 60-40. The only thing I could think to do was rotor weights all the way around.
Shift it around a little bit.
But all 4 corners need to be the exact same, so
Yeah.
that's what I did. I added half a pound back to it, so I pretty much lost a half pound.
Right on. Yeah, I came into it you know, like I had already done the numbers, like, okay, so if Bryan scores worse than this, then that comp will get dropped. So his score is set here. So in order to beat that score, all I got to score is this. You know what I mean? I already had it in my head and everything, but it just didn't quite work out for me.
What got me was you was the last one to run. I had to run first because we did the little drawing.
Right.
And you going last, and I was more for going for the points than the win. And I seen 2-3 different spots that I could have gained 6 probably points back onto my score that you had did different, and I could have probably done the exact same thing.
Right.
And that kind of hurt me there, but that's the problem going first, you know.
So typically I've always gone first because I set up the course and then I score it.
Scoring.
And I've always felt like, you know, it kind of gives me an advantage to watch everybody run the whole course, and then I run, you know what I mean? I know exactly where to hit every line.
6, 7, 8 people do it.
I've seen people do it the wrong way, seen people do it the right way, so you know, it kind of gives you an advantage.
But every rig is different, so I mean,
and
it's not
rig
just
is
that, it's what you know your rig is capable of doing.
But we all have that advantage though, because we all get to watch if we want to.
Right. So drawing the numbers is kind of.
I can see where the numbers come from. We've had an incident where, you know, anybody that scores usually goes first, and I went first on a course. 2 or 3 come behind, and everybody after that had to win. So they couldn't even make it through the first gate because, you know, they set a couple guys set up a course with disturbed dirt, loose rocks, something like that, and it does hurt the
So
next
even seeing the line, the course changes throughout the day, and
the construction site was like that.
Yeah, at the Clearwater was like that. And
So
we
now-
drew numbers for that one too, because everybody was super concerned about that at the beginning.
And that's the ups and downs, you know, where you're setting up courses. I mean, just trying to put it where it's going to be equal for everybody. I mean, Ball Knot Spillway, that last gate, it got destroyed after the first or second one, and it made it a challenge for everybody else, you know, even winching.
Yep.
And that's where they started doing the luck of the draw on the number, you know, and going in. So,
On the first course, where you came around the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it got better over time because I was like the last one or second to last or something on that one, and it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't like it was in the very beginning. But the middle seemed to really hurt it.
Yeah. Well, everybody seems to be liking drawing numbers to do starts, you know, just like you said, it's the luck of the draw, and it is what it is. And you know, you could draw first and it hurts you, or you could draw last and it hurts you, you know, and even in the middle can be a bad spot. So it's really to each individual person and stuff. But
Yeah.
I messed up on so at Gulf of Gorge, that competition, I got third. Jeremiah beat me by 3 points. And on the last course, the second course, that last bonus, where you had to come around and hit that bonus, I had to winch it. So I was winching it, but I got all discombobulated, hit the wrong buttons, you know what I mean? And it grabbed me and kind of threw me, and I rolled. And the rig rolled over, and I was able to lower and recover and get back on my wheels, climb back up, get back around, and I had another reverse in that whole process, had to re-winch and made it through. You know what I mean? So just small things like that is what cost you.
Yeah, we were watching that when it flipped over and luckily did not hit the bonus gate.
Right, the line or nothing hit the bonus gate.
But
luckily.
if it would have, that would have threw you out of the top 3.
Yep, that would throw me out of the top 3 and would have lost me second overall. Yep. So it's every competition counts. Every single one. It's that I think that's a big draw for me. Why I love to compete so much. You know what I mean? Because it's just anything can happen. And literally, out of the 20 guys that show up at one point or another, you know, the top 10, really any one of us could win at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like any single person could have a good day and win. And that's what I love about it.
All it takes is one little mistake.
Yep.
Right.
It'll cost you. I've been down that road quite a few times, especially OCC.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But, and you know, you've gotten how many ideas from me? Axles, shock adjustment,
Oh,
type.
like 95% of this truck was from his advice.
And everybody asks me, you know, why you help people out? Well, this is the way I see it. I don't want to win every one of them. I
Right.
want it to make me work to
You want
win
the
it.
competition.
I
Well, I
want
want to earn my
competition.
win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to just show up and blow the doors off. Yeah, it's fun. You take home money and prizes, but
After a while.
it gives me a better option to do something totally different once I get a couple other people.
Well, and that's how
building
you help.
good.
That's how each individual person helps grows the hobby. You know what I mean? When you spread the knowledge and then other people learn, the competition gets better. It drives everybody to get better. So then we all get better together. You know what I mean? And that's
Well, it's
what
just
makes
like
a strong
Jeremiah.
series.
I meant Jeremiah is a prime example.
Prime
He
example.
comes to me all the time, texts me all the time. It doesn't bother me. That last comp, I never would have thought when it come down, when you said third place was this, I didn't know who was my competitor on first and second.
Right.
And I asked, who is it? And they said Jeremiah, and I was like, wow, that's a shocker.
Yep.
And he's come a long ways too.
Come a long way. I've
Big
enjoyed
competition.
watching his journey too.
He's
It's
came in
been-
second a few times. He's
every
he's gonna
time
get
he's
first
getting
next
better.
year.
Yeah, he's
If not,
due.
if not once, more than once.
He's due for sure. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. So this was Q's first season to compete.
Yep, my first season.
Yeah, we had the Power Wagon. You know, I have two of them. Everybody's familiar with P Wagon, but I have an older one that I call Flower Wagon, and that was my first scale RC. We had the 1/8 scale buggy looking crawlers and stuff, but as far as like an actual like what we use, you know,
Yeah.
that was the first one, Axial SCX10. And Q got the same one,
Mm-hmm.
and some other buddies of ours got some. Cooper got the same
got
Dodge,
some.
and then Bill got the Falcon Edition Jeep, and we had a couple other buddies and stuff, but we didn't really compete. We just crawled, you know.
I didn't know there was a competition.
Right, we really didn't know anything about it. But we both, for various reasons, got out of the hobby.
Mhm.
I kind of went to Phoenix and moved away for a little while, and so I got back into the hobby in into 2017. Created Hot Spring Scale Crawlers early 2018. And Q just recently got back into it this year and started competing. How do you think the season went?
Season went great. It's fun watching you guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely like you said, the knowledge. You think you just get out there and crawl on some rocks and it'd be no problem, but these rocks are no joke.
Right. Some of them, man,
They're
like
tricky.
freaking cedar glades. Those rocks are so deceiving. Like the course just looks like you just do right over the top of it. But it's like they just reach up and grab you and pull you down in these holes. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about our series is every single place we crawl is different.
Yeah, I could have had a better showing that day, but
Yeah.
I was all about trying not to just get so many points for the day
Right.
that I got flipped over, and I didn't want to flip it over. It cost myself 5 points, but at the end of the day, I cost myself 13 points by just not flipping it over.
Right. By not just doing a rollover,
Mm-hmm.
but trying to like actually get yourself out of it, reverses and winching and things like that.
Yep, because I was able to get it back on the wheels, but I broke a axle shaft, and then I used like a winch and then like multiple reverses. Could have saved myself some points by
Right.
just flipping it
Just
over.
flipping it over one time.
Right on. Yeah, man. It's crazy how your mind works when you're in the heat of competition. The clock's ticking. everybody's watching. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
That's all you're thinking about is the clock,
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it goes quick.
it goes quick. It sure does. Man, there's been some times. Well, it's weird how sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm about to run out, and you still got 3 minutes left.
Mhm.
And then sometimes you're like, surely I got 3 minutes left, and they're like 30
30
seconds, and you're like, oh my God. Sounds like next season should be shaping up to be pretty good. I think we've got a lot of new guys jumping in and some new clubs that are starting to do comps, so that's going to kind of grow the comp fever. And
Mhm.
I feel pretty good about next season. How y'all feel about next season?
I think it's gonna be great.
I think with this season how it is, everyone's doing new builds for next year,
Everybody is doing new builds for next year.
or at least making a lot of upgrades.
Upgrades, yeah.
Yep.
Better do
I got a
something.
lot of upgrades to make on mine.
Oof. So I'm looking forward to next season. I'm trying to get through CrawlerPalooza, and then I'll get the schedule worked out and start working on some new sponsors. It's a big part of why I'm going to CrawlerPalooza is to, you know,
Make some sponsorship.
try to make some new connections and hopefully get some new sponsors and just keep trying to grow what we're doing over here in Arkansas, and especially what we're doing here in Hot Springs. But thank you guys for coming to the show today.
No, thank you for having me.
We've had a few camera complications, but other than that, I think it went pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just want to give a big shout out to all you guys watching. If you're still watching, you know, thank you for joining us, and people like you that help support little channels like this, that help us grow, and we eventually start to make a difference. And that's the goal. We want to make a difference in the hobby. So thank you for joining us. Big shout out to our sponsors again, and thank you guys for what you do. And if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and join us for next month. And comment below, who do you want to see on the next episode of CrawlerCast? I'm Luke. Thanks for joining us, guys.